Hello, today with me is Derrick Huang. He's working with AIQ Smart Clothing. He is based in Florida. To me, being a video coding guy, it's a new subject. So what type of technology is necessary in terms for wearable?
Wearable is really an integration of a lot of different things. You can't really identify just one technology. It depends on the applications, really. So if you want to track the activities, track your fitness and everything, then you need, for example, the heartbeat monitor. You need to check the respiration. You need to be able to monitor the humidity level and so on and so forth. So those are all the sensing electrodes and the sensors that need to be mounted onto a piece of shirt. But if I take one step back, it's really not the sensor part that makes this different. So when you ask a question about wearable, let me just be a little more specific on the smart clothing part. So if you only wear that particular sensor, that's not as hard. But if you want to install that onto a shirt, then that's a completely different story. Because if you think about it, the shirt is, if you wear, let's say, cotton shirt or polyester shirt, first of all, they're not conductive. So nothing is conductive, and if you add a wire to that, then it becomes really brittle, it becomes really hard to manage, and it can actually protrude, and so it actually bothers you. So the technologies that are actually being implemented as part of the smart shirt is that we actually have the stainless steel fiber. So we actually make the fiber from stainless steel. So it looks exactly like the polyester fiber, but it's stainless steel based. So we can actually put the stainless steel all throughout the shirt if we want to do certain things like making things light up, or we can actually make the conducting wire out of it, so integrated into the shirt, and so that it's integrated in the seam, so it just doesn't look like something that's extra. So it has all the technologies that are part of the Internet of Things, but also it has the sort of textile technologies that very few people are really focusing on. So that's the kind of things that we're trying to put together.
I was thinking of the knights in the medieval ages. They were used to wear very heavy things. So do you think your technology is a bit coming too late, or because nowadays people complain about the weight?
Well, it's never too late to be healthy. So I guess that in a way, if you look at what the technology has brought, it's not really mature yet. Even the wristbands and everything, those are not mature. So they're still being improved. I guess in the beginning, when I was talking about how the technology can really develop, or wearable technology can really develop, at the end of the day, it's not really about the wearable technology. Well, think about it. We can actually measure the heart rate continuously. We can actually monitor your fitness and activity levels. But how many people are actually using that? So I think it's a combination of will. It's a combination of the willingness, but also it's a combination of the actual interface. Because for me, if I have to wear something when I exercise, something extra when I exercise, and that's probably not a very good idea. I would do that probably for a couple of days and then forget about it. But if the shirt has everything, I don't have to even remember that. Then that takes away all the trouble. That takes away all the pain. So this is the idea of it's not. So technology is really solving the problem. The problem is not that the technology is not mature or people don't want technology. Is that people really the interface is still not perfect. So the smart clothing, the best part about smart clothing is that this is not a new interface. This is something that we've been wearing for thousands of years, right? So it has nothing to do with the technology or not, because we still have to wear a shirt for some people.
I learned from your talk that it's not the clothes, but which makes us Superman. So it depends on us what we make of it. Is there some idea you would like to convey to the people? What they can best do in order to get acquainted to wearables?
Well, that's an interesting question. Well, the wearables are actually everywhere now. So in the earlier keynote speech, Joe talked about different types of wearables, right? So for example, the Bluetooth earphone that's been around for 15, 20 years. So it really depends on what you're looking at. But the new generation is quite different. Like the Fitbits and Misfits, they are really good, but they are very limited in terms of appeal, in terms of applications. Basically, if you're, I wouldn't say the fitness fanatic, but if you're really driven by the wellness, by the fitness, then you will go out and look for it. Right. So the people are talking about wearables a lot, but the reason that it's really not that popular is because it doesn't really come to the mainstream. Although there are killer applications out there, but the killer applications are still very very segmented. It's not really for the mass market. So I think that ultimately, if we want to spread out the idea or the technology wearables, we really have to make it into the mainstream. We really have to make it so that everyone, or pretty much everyone, will like to have that. So we have to broaden the application. We have to think about not just, okay, so what are we going to measure? Well, we're going to measure the heart rate, but there are different things that we can accomplish. The application, so that, but that's something that we can always depend on, the human ingenuity. So that's always. That's something that's always going to come up in the future.
So if you think, say, 5 years from now, which are the products you see at that point in time, roughly, maybe say between 3 and 7 years, but just to give an idea what may come?
Well, it's hard for me to forecast even a year from now, let alone 5 years from now. The products, one thing I can say is the products are going to be completely different. So I think it's going to get closer because it's going to get closer to us, meaning that it's not going to be more of an add-on. People have to feel a lot more natural to wear those things. One interesting thing about if you look at other technologies, and actually pretty interesting also, the tablet market has flattened in the past quarter, and that surprised a lot of people, because I think it's really not that surprising, because initially that is a new piece of technology, and that's really interesting, that's really great, but that's an add-on. Because a lot of people have laptops, a lot of people have, most people have smartphones. So tablet is an add-on. So after a while, then you look at it and say, what is the utility of an add-on? Do I need to carry one more thing? So people, it's not necessarily the justification of spending, but it's a justification of carrying the weight, worrying about the batteries and everything else. I think wearable is going to be like this also. So Fitbit 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, people will start to think, so what is it? What's really in it for me? So I'm wearing this. Do I really getting healthier? Do I really getting the utility out of it? So it's both the benefits and also the forms. The combination of that will make people think about how wearable will evolve. And the only thing I can say is that the evolution will definitely be determined by the market. So, for example, if the market turns out to be completely different from, say, a wristband, and Fitbit insists on doing that, they're going to disappear. Somebody else will come up. So it's not determined by the makers. It's not determined by the manufacturers. It's going to be determined by the market.
Thank you very much, Derrick. It was a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much for your keynote, and hope to see you again next year, maybe.
Okay.
Thank you.